Okay.
Ooh, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, see ya. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thmas'S, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday, pay it forward Friday, we're seizing the day. Digital finance, harmony of love, serving food for what those two, rising every beat and it, Eastern on P2GTV. Breakfast with the Thmas'S, come eat with me.
Okay, don't start me up. Grand Rising, everybody. Welcome. It's Breakfast with the Thmas'S. Work it out Wednesday. I'm your
Yes. Grand Rising. Grand Rising to you all. This is Alvin Thomas, the Gold Banker, coming to you live 1 gram at a time. And we are here with an amazing guest today, our longtime family friend.
Yes. And
gamer everything.
Yes.
My brother, introduce yourself to the people, please.
Yes. My name is JIHAN SHERIFF-CRICHLOW, born and raised in Harlem. I've been just part of the gaming culture for a long period of time. Just connoisseur, guru, whatever you want to call it. I just been very blessed to be a part of the gaming culture and where it has gotten me to this point.
What I love is that you are let's call it what it is. You are an African-American man who has had your very own gaming company.
Mm-hmm.
What, 2019? What? It was 19 something.
Oh, what, when I started it?
Yeah.
So we actually just passed the 10th anniversary mark. So this is 11 years now.
11 years.
Mm-hmm.
11 years.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when you guys were in Harlem heading out to different gaming events. We had a lot of fun. Guys, this isn't a first. How many can we say have our own gaming company from the hood that you've been doing your thing and traveling? And it's not like a onesie-twosie thing. This brother has been traveling the miles and bringing gaming to the community. Now, I'm going to be really honest. It's way more than 10 years, my bro. Your company might be.
No. Yes. My company as a whole for 10 years, but I definitely have been with it for decades.
I was about to say, I ain't trying to put your age out there.
Well, I don't mind that. So, men do tell. So I am 42. Men do tell. So I am 42. Don't look like it at all whatsoever. Because, gaming is you. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Let's introduce them to your company. Let's get your company up here.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. So, Play All Gaming has, obviously been around for 11 years. And the reason why I started it, because I always had a huge, massive passion for, just gaming in general, right? The gaming culture. I grew up in Harlem, 110th Street, Fifth Avenue, in Schomburg Plaza. And for me during that time, a boy who grew up as an autistic child. I have autism spectrum disorder, right? And may not see it at that, now because, I'm older, but as a young child, I was very shy, had difficulties of really to express myself, communicate in a way, because I really was trying to grasp and understand this with things just at the moment. So especially going to like special ed and dealing with like homeroom, trying to help develop my speaking skills and develop the mindset of where, I need to be just within those grades where I'm at. It was tough, right? Very distracted. And I just felt like at that time, it was just really rough for me, introduced to gaming really changed my mindset in a way of like being able to be in a world in your own, being able to like look at things differently. And the great thing about gaming, it had story, it had lores, it had dialogue. So if you think about it, it's like reading a book digitally. And a lot of people never really look at it that way, right? So because I was playing on like those games with tons of dialogue, tons of text, it literally helped me like read, you know, like it helped me engage more. And that is why it kind of sucked at that time that people didn't grasp that, like, oh, we should be using this to help elevate kids who have a hard time trying to learn. I learned chess, I learned math, you know, you'd be surprised of how much gaming during that time has helped really develop me to where I'm at right now. So growing up in our where I live, arcades was, you know, obviously a big thing. It's everywhere, right? It's in your bodegas, it's in your restaurants, it's in your VHS tape stores, your lotto stores, you know, I mean, literally everywhere. A laundromat. I mean, and the great thing about that, and the great thing about that was kids had access to it. And like a certain amount of, like a certain area or area in New York City where certain people had it. So a luxury, right? It really was such a luxury because the technology was so advanced. Exactly. It was so drawing, right? You know, kids would come in, running in, spending quarters, and they were having a good time because it was, you know, you didn't feel some type of way because you didn't own a Nintendo. You didn't own a Nintendo.
Yes, exactly.
You just go to the arcade and the graphics is way better than consoles. So that's what made arcade era so amazing because, I mean, you could guarantee you could have conversations with somebody who are like executives, CEOs now. You know, they're all about their business, but they could definitely tell you that their childhood was really amazing because of the fact that they had arcades in their area. So that was the beautiful thing about that. And that also, again, too, helped me to be social because, you know, you're obviously playing the game, you're, you know, and I actually brought fighting games into the Harlem area because the Big Apple Video that was there at the time, they only had certain particular games. They only had like redemption games, like, you know, where you get like prizes and stuff. So my stepfather always would play Lotto and I would go with him. And I had, you know, I was subscribed to GamePro, right? So, you know, I'm looking at all the stuff that's coming out. I, you know, would tell the owner, hey, you should get this particular game. And it was a fighting game. So once the fighting game came into the store, the next time that my stepfather wanted to go to the Lotto, to play Lotto, and I went with him, the owner rushes around the corner to come to me and say, oh, give me more games.
Wow.
I actually was helping his business get more
traction. Exactly.
More traction. And that was a great thing. That was the start of everything. So because of that, I was helping him make money. He was like, well, would you like to have a job just handing out food? Right? So that's technically what I ended up doing. Wow. It was really great and phenomenal for me at that time because I was engaging with our community. I was talking with people and I ended up working there. You know, like I ended up getting a job there. So at a young age. So yeah, that was the start of it. Definitely the start of it.
I remember you from back. I remember back in the days. JIHAN and I have known each other a very long time. He used to speak about. You didn't know that. Anyway, JIHAN and I have known each other a very long time. We were young people. I say young people because we're old people now. And what happens is that it was so interesting because as he is just discovering tech and he is actually moving through, I'm also at the same time in my own world, in the same community, discovering tech in Harlem, and actually innovating it. And so I'm really excited because JIHAN, this isn't your first interview with one of my shows.
No.
And this is, I said it's so weird because while I was doing some of the research and stuff, I was like, holy crap, right? He was on the show before. This has been such an evolution. It is insane. Okay. Because to think we started this conversation back in the day when Apple Video, y'all remember when we used to rent VHS? Or anybody, I know I sound real old, but we used to rent things called videotapes, called VHS.
VHS, yeah.
Y'all back in the day, this is like another version of Blockbuster.
Yeah,
in our local version. And they would do games and they would have games. And for this young man to bring a whole new wave or type to Harlem, that doesn't happen as much anymore. And this is just the thing. Let me tell you something. You don't know, but you are a trailblazer and you always have been in my eyes. But I see I've seen it in the world now. You went from back in the day at the little shop to events. And I mean events, y'all. Look, first time Al and I went to one of these events, I was like, what the heck? We were in
I actually remember that. Oh, wow.
We went Brooklyn, baby. Defend the North. I remember it because that got my attention. And I'm like, Defend the North. I didn't know gaming was so big. And to the point, and I got to say, you were the reason we had an entire, if you look on our YouTube, we had to pull it because we got the kind of candid camera at an interview teaching parents, a parent and her child, that it's for them to, explore the idea that he loves to play. A whole damn interview came out of it because of your behind.
Yep.
And I was like, wait, did she really record that? This wasn't even the original.
We were supposed to be getting interviewed. We wound up interviewing the parent and the kid, and the guy just sat there and watched.
All because it's like you started a way for us to see that gaming is bigger than just the kids wasting time. Yes. They're not wasting time. Yes. They're developing skills and strategy mentality. Well, I gotta say kudos to you. Let us share. I wanted you to share about the event process. You know what I'm saying? How did you get there? Because I mean, like, you went from the store to what happened?
Yeah, so I started from the store, and then once I started getting older, and then things started changing, obviously, right? The arcade scene started dying out. All the bigger places like Game Plaza, Kojak's. There was a comic book store that was by I forgot that high school that's on 116 in Pleasant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Norman Thomas.
Yeah, Norman Thomas. Yeah, and there was a comic book shop that was very popular with doing fighting game stuff. But Game Plaza became the main one because everything kind of died out. But Game Plaza was the big store, because they were selling bootlegs too for PlayStation at the time. But but they also had an arcade, so we had a lot of rivalries. And Game Express too. Game Express was very popular.
Wait, you said rivalries. What's that mean? Don't be trying to.
So I mean, think about breakdancing, right? See how popular breakdancing is, right? Like breakdancing, technically you had your crews, you had people you go in battle, and every store had a crew.
I never knew.
Where was I?
Yeah. Oh, no. I mean, we're talking about talking crap, all that stuff. Like it was, insane. Even though like between the crews from the stores, I mean, we talk crap, but it got really intensified when we go and invade. So like we'll go from the Big Apple video crew, we'll go and walk over to Game Plaza, because that's where the other big crews over there, and then Game Express had their crew too. So that's how I met a lot of people around the way. Became friends obviously after that. But the rivalries was great because I mean I wish phones were so advanced at that time because there's so much content that was missed out. Like because it was like the real rawness of competition. Like you have to think on the level of when Pac-Man was a thing too. I mean, they weren't really talking. I mean, they would talk crap, but it wasn't that crazy. But that's usually why I felt like fighting games connected people more than any other genre.
Yeah,
I promote fighting games more because it allows people to express themselves and also to engage with people more than any other thing. So that's the main thing about that with fighting games. And then so I migrated to Times Square, which is the Mecca, right? We all know Times Square was the Mecca. And I had the privilege of working with Broadway City, Too Much Is Not Enough, Barcode, Mars 2112. I honestly, I don't know. I'm gonna put this out there. I feel like I am, but I should be considered Mr. Times Square because I probably
that's what I'm talking about.
Because honestly, reason why I say that, I'm gonna say this. The reason why I say that is because I probably worked more jobs than anyone in Times Square. Because I actually worked in the movie theater too. I worked at the Virgin Maker store at the time.
Did you get us good tickets though? You get a little slide in the back side. You slide back door.
So then I did the Times Square thing, and then the arcade era just kind of like I think around 1999 when things started getting really crazy because That was the start of Dreamcast. That was the start of Xbox 360.
Yeah.
You know, the accessibility for those things became more accessible.
Y'all out of y'all mechas.
Yeah, because you think about it, you know, you're spending money all the time. You're traveling to the arcades, and then on top of that too, you're spending money. You're going to spend like $20-$30, right? So versus just buying the game for like $50 and keeping it.
Yeah.
And then having online to play people online, that's what kind of really, you know, was the straw, you know, like that broke the camel's back.
And it's so sad because they don't turn this is so weird because we went right back into paying on a regular. Now gaming looks more like a subscription than ownership of the game. They've convinced the young people that it's, you know, you don't keep them around, you know, you got to sell them. You don't have to buy anymore. Just pay us X amount of month. You get access to the. So we don't wait. They don't got it.
So what's the biggest thing in gaming now? What's happening in the gaming scene? What's really big?
Well, events is big. So I'm going to get sorry. And I was just getting to that because, you know, I'm big on details and lore, right? So getting to events is the thing for me because right now that's what pretty much kept the gaming culture alive was events, right? Because it's like, where do you go from here, right? The arcade started shutting down. I believe Bloomberg was the one who put a hold on internet cafes where they started to where internet cafes are starting to disappear because of zoning laws, right? That you couldn't be near school and stuff like that because they thought kids were cutting school to go into internet cafes that was not the case, right? Most kids nowadays were doing all obscene stuff, whatever, you know, whatever. It had nothing to do with anything technological wise. So honestly, a lot of people don't really take that to consideration of what was done was that the fact that what Bloomberg did kind of hurt us technology wise moving forward. We had that 24/7 internet cafe that was on Times Square. And that was helpful because a lot of people were doing work. Some people don't have access to computers.
They did not have ready access to computers back then.
So accessibility was a big thing, right? Like it's a huge thing when it comes to just people who don't have access to it, right? So like New York City, tons of people. I didn't have a computer at the time. I think when like the Circuit City days and the Wiz days, Compaq was obviously number one when it came to having accessibility because it was cheap to get a compact computer, right? So
next to nothing.
Really next to nothing. So you start to see things started happening. Companies were taking notice of it, and things have changed after that. But because of the fact that we were so like New York City so behind technology wise, it really didn't prep us for the new modern day of technology for us, like especially when it comes to like gaming. Gaming is so technical right now when it comes to like internet, the specs, you know, just the resolution, everything is so technical now with gaming. Like you have to be on par to be a competitor in this day and age. So events, you know, I took a hiatus from it. You know, I ended up working at New York Presbyterian Hospital for 8 years in the pharmacy department. And just during that time frame, it was just mainly just playing games online. And that was it. Like, you know, I didn't really know about any events outside of that. There was someone who was running events, but it was in different states. So I wasn't really traveling much at that time. But then when esports started to boom, a good friend of mine started an event called Defender North. So it was in Queens, Flushing, Queens. And I saw it and I was like, I think I saw it like 2-3 days. And, you know, I didn't know anything about it until I saw it on Facebook. And I literally immediately went to the event and it changed my whole life after that because it was my first big, you know, regional tournament event, seeing all these different type of people coming from all over the world to come and participate and play in a tournament. And it was exciting. It was like, it felt like a real show, you know?
It was.
And after that, I was just like so hooked. So I ended up working, you know, with Andy Dermane, who's like kind of like an arcade brother to me because I met him during the Times Square era. And, you know, I was like one of the youngest in the group. So I was like a prodigy in a sense, right? So I was like, you know, playing multiple fighting games. I was playing multiple titles. So I was really good. I just never had the ability to go and travel to these tournaments and test my mettle. So, I mean, there was other arcades, of course, like Chinatown Fair as well, and that's the most popular arcade known to man, without a doubt.
Really?
And the best competitions.
You only went in that arcade if you knew you had, like you said, you had metal, because people literally losing their shirts in those arcades.
Oh no, yeah, of course. And you go to Chinatown, trust me, you're losing everything. You know, like
exactly. Out without it.
Yeah. So that was like the the toughest.
My cutoff line was 1,500 Times Square. I said, okay, I didn't go past that because my skills were not like that. I went for fun.
Okay. So the events, after that, I just was, I need to go to more events. So I find out about this event in Atlanta, and I was like, I'm going to that. I found out about this in Philly. So sorry, first I went to Philly, then I went to Atlanta, and I was just going to events. And then, the great thing about it too is that majority of the people who are running these events are Black. They're African American, and that was the one thing I was just kind of like, oh, this is dope. This is awesome.
Exactly.
You were the first person I knew that was melanated who was actually in the sport, who was even in the event portion of it, not as a competitor, but as a person putting it together. And I was like, I didn't think we held a space in it. Honestly, I thought we were just there to participate to see what bag we can grab up and go out.
Right.
You made me realize that we had a bigger space in it.
Yeah.
Or we could have a bigger space in it.
No, of course.
This has been one of the my biggest things about JIHAN being involved in this. One, you've never deviated from this process. Even when you were working, you were still. I know you said you took a hiatus, whatever.
Yeah, I did.
We all got to make our money while building our dreams.
Of course.
But I'm just gonna say I think that's what the power of this conversation today is. Because one, he started very young. You know what I'm saying? This was kind of being guided in. And I'm always all for, so many of our young people are on the spectrum, and for years we didn't know there was no spectrum. There was just something's wrong with them. And I'm like, there was never. I know this. There was never anything wrong with people. Everyone learns differently. Everyone has a different trigger or a different flow of how they actually learn the world.
Yes.
And so my grandmother was a special ed teacher for 30 years. And so I got the benefit of having that mindset. You know what I'm saying? And to see people like yourself, and that's like, it's weird because you was, to me, look, hey, back in the day, we was kids, we was young. It was like, I was like, wow, that's what? I've always been in awe of your passion for this. Because I'm in the gaming area, I'm kind of a bystander. I'm the kind of person that will promote. I'll share your vision with others. I may not be able to make the moves, happen for you, but
you've been very supportive. And again, I want to put this out there. You're very supportive of everything that I've done, even with trying to help me with the event space I was on 116th Street. And sadly that didn't work out. But still.
Timing, that's all, just timing.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like I appreciate people like you who've been supportive of everything that I've done, because there's very few people who do that. But you really went out of your way. It's like, oh, you should check this out, or you should talk to this person, and I appreciate that, because a lot of people just don't do that whatsoever.
So I'm excited now because, and I know you keep out of this space. You opened up gaming for me. We teach digital financial literacy, and in that comes the blockchain. It comes crypto. It comes gaming. Huge. That process. And it's weird because I never made the connection. Back in the day, you had Doge, and the only place you could get Doge was in games. That was the craziest thing. It was no market for Doge. There was, okay, you earn these little bitty coin things. You know what I'm saying? Play a game, you get a little something. I don't even know where the heck half of my Doge went. But I had a lot of fun playing games. I'm a big gamer. I really am. I love playing games. My husband will tell you. I like fight games. I like card games, digital card games. I like
zombies.
I like zombie games. And finding them and it's crazy because everything is moving to the blockchain for the purpose of commerce, because commerce is shifting, and we teach this. My thing is this. I don't want to see the foundation disappear. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see this foundation. Some of these games are scary. I ain't gonna lie, they scary as hell. I ain't kidding you. I use VR sometimes, and I'm like, nah, I just use my computer. Because these people have built up graphics. I'm talking, you got sound, feel, touch, damn near smell. I ain't gonna lie. Bring all your senses together. But what I want to see is that we get back to or maintain that togetherness. You know what I'm saying? For me, I saw the whole making friends, having teams, real people who know real people. Someone disappear, and I'm like, come on, you kidding me? Now we a bunch of boxes. Can you speak to what you've seen in the space? Because now events really changed that game. It really do. That's why I said I got blocked out. Just want to let you know I can't come this weekend. That sucks. They sold out. Your event sold out already.
What sold out?
5 days, so the 9th. For the 9th, please share what's going on the 9th. I can't get no tickets.
No, I could get you in. That's not a problem.
Oh, hell yeah.
Just tell me.
My brother, I got you.
No, I told you. I got, all you had to do is ask me. You know that. All you had to do is ask me. No worries. No worries. Yeah, so the New York City Video Game Festival is happening this Saturday, May 9th, 2026. And it originally started as the Minecraft High School Tournament, which was at the Intrepid, right? I think that was the first iteration, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, that was.
And I, obviously was there as a vendor exhibitor. And the great thing about that is like being able to see high school students to be able to be on a high competitive level, right? The pressure's there, right? Like, there's an audience, there's a background, they're participating in it. And it's a great way of them, kind of like engaging and communicating and also competing as well, right? They get the gist of what it is to compete in gaming, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I believe it's a great concept. I think it's awesome. The only thing that I have a problem with, and I'm not saying it to be negative, for someone who's been a part of this gaming culture for a long period of time, my issue with it is that it's not really meant for the general public in a sense.
Really?
Right? And that's the only problem that I have with that. Like, again, I am not here trying to bash it. I'm just giving you my honest opinion as an insider, a person who's been, again, been a part of the gaming culture for a long period of time. I feel like the festival could go different routes with it, where it has different components that would engage the general public rather than just limit in a way. So the only competition that's happening is mainly for the high school students. And then they just started an esports collegiate league, which is only for college students. Now, you have to take into consideration that New York City has over 1 million gamers, right?
Right.
Probably more than anywhere in the world, right? Like, New York City is the mecca. Like, when people say New York City, they're like, you got everything, right?
Right.
You don't have everything.
I'm about to say, no, they don't.
And that's the problem, right? So it's like, that's just the nature of New York City. It's supposed to be one big melting pot of everything, right? Yes. And we don't have that. So that's one of the issues that I have, is that there is no forum right now currently that allows gamers to participate and compete in, except for Defend the North. Defend the North was probably the only gaming open to the public tournament style that allow people to come in and participate.
Well, that sounds like we need to drop a new point inside the game.
Okay, so I want to just make sure I put out some actionables, because the reason that happens is because New Yorkers are not speaking up on it. This is and I want, for all my gamers out there, you have a say if you use it. You need to contact the mayor's office and let them know this particular department was set up for them, not for high schools, not for colleges, not for only people who are in certain programs. If they want you to come to the programs and start filling these funded programs, you got to let them know we want access. We deserve it. We are entitled. That you are. You're a New Yorker. You're entitled to these things. These programs gets funded because you guys speak up and say, yeah, we here. Yeah, we here. So sign up. You see that because that's an injustice. I don't know how many of y'all see that, but that says new NYC Media and Entertainment. That company was created specifically for the purpose of bringing you all into a technological era for New York. So if you guys just let them do this without it, now y'all know. Now you know, because Big Mouth told you. Tell him Miss Ruby told you. All right. The gaming scene is here and it's yours. And if you would like to participate, get on their tails. Contact them and let them know, yo, we want to be at that. This is what we do. So I'm always gonna leave with an actionable. Just call Man Danny's department, call his office. They got people who answer these questions, and the more they get, the more they pay attention.
Yes. Now, so let me ask you a question. You know, not everybody is a gamer.
Of course.
You know, and you got guys who've been around for years who are still into the old table game. What's available for people who are really gamers who aren't into the videos?
Let me tell you something. Everyone has a gaming app on their phone. I don't care. Everyone is a gamer. No matter there is no qualifications of being a gamer, right? There's qualifications of being a competitive gamer, of course. But when it comes to gaming, just in general, you want to be a gamer, you're already a gamer. You know, you have a phone, you have access to any apps. You may be playing spades, you might be playing solitaire. It don't matter what it is. You know, if you're playing, you're a gamer. So no matter what you look at it, you're actually playing something, right? I mean, the other options, of course, you know, we talked about is trading cards. Trading cards is also another form of gaming.
Oh yeah,
you know, it falls under that category. You know, we're not talking about just digital gaming. We're talking about like physical gaming. You know, where it's been also a huge part of thing in the past as well. I used to be I guess during that time, how you say the hiatus of you know, when arcades died out, I was into card games heavy. I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, UFS. I was really into that stuff.
Look at you. So I know you couldn't get it out. It's in your soul, baby. It's in your soul.
Oh no!
I think I still got a couple of Yu-Gi-Oh cards left around. I wasn't a trader, but
you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. You probably make some good money off of it. You know, right now, the market is the market.
Baby.
Listen, the market is big right now. It's trading card right now is, you know, it's kind of like the big boom right now. A lot of people, I don't know if you've seen it, you know, in the news, there's scalpers. I mean, there's all types of stuff. But it's profitable. It is profitable for a lot of stores. I think a lot of stores are doing extremely great. Like, for instance, I go to so Macy's bought out Toys R Us, which is a little confusing because they don't have any physical product of like trading card stuff, and they could be making a lot of money. Honestly, it's this random toys from random companies, but they could just be killing it right now because, first of all, most times it's difficult to get any product for your business, because if you don't have that long tenure, then you're not going to be considerate. So Macy's, we're talking about over plus 100 years, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know how old Macy is.
Yes, it is.
You have to understand that Macy has that tenure. Because of the fact that they have that tenure, they're able to get access to things because of that background.
But
and that's just the business.
People like you sitting in there, they're making acquisitions, but they ain't putting it to work.
Yeah,
they don't have people like you, and that's I think becomes the problem. Big companies don't have people on the ground. They don't got people on the ground speaking in those offices where, oh, you don't qualify, I don't qualify, I am the market.
Yeah, and I think the problem too is that, because what puts me in a very dangerous situation is that I'm kind of more of a disruptor, which I've started to notice now, right? Because I don't really get into this situation where I'm just like fabricating or like being a grifter or anything like that. Right. I'm really straight to it. I know what's what. I know what needs to happen. And I think that I'm more of a solution guy, anything else, rather than complain about why it's not happening, right?
Thank you.
I only time I feel like I'm complaining is just like, why we're not thinking about this, why we're not doing it. And that's the main issue. Let me tell you something that's going to bother you. We do not, in New York City, we do not have a gaming convention. That is insane to me.
I was thinking the same thing. We have cosplay.
We have New York Comic Con and we have Anime NYC. we do not have a strictly straight up gaming convention. Now, what makes it even more scary is that, you know, when you're trying to do a business, right, you have to understand from my standpoint as Play All Gaming, I had gotten no funding, no grants, no nothing, right?
That's what I was going to ask.
Because it's not a recognizable industry whatsoever. Esports is really a fabricated industry because there's no rules and regulations to it. You have to understand, it's not, if it's not recognized by the government, then how is it an actual industry? If I was to qualify, like if you go and like sign up for like if I was to sign up for a grant or try to get anything, right? You know, they'll have that long list: agriculture, arts, this, that, and the third. It's under arts and entertainment, but there's no actual separate of esports. There's no entity of saying I am solely focused on esports.
Wow.
Right. So that's the problem with now, because of the fact that esports is not a legitimate thing. It's been always been fabricated. And the reason being is how esports even came about was that the fact that production companies saw it in because they started seeing all these smaller shows like the final rounds, the winter brawls, the CEOs and all that. These are underground community tournaments. Like this is the ground. This is organic. This is grassroots events. Right. They saw that and took it to the forefront and skipped all those steps. No community. We're going to take all the money that we have and then just create these events. That's why you see like the Fortnites and all that stuff. But you don't see it anymore because they don't have you have to have a base. Right. That's just with everything. When you're focusing on a particular thing, you have to have a base, which is the following, right? The consumer. If you don't have that, then there's no reason in trying to create longevity for it. You're gonna just wear yourself out and not be able to continue doing, within that. So production companies made it difficult that way because there's so much fabrication throughout the years that a lot of investors don't want to get involved anymore.
So I think you just answered why they focus, and I just want to just throw this around just to get you an idea, because what's going to happen is this: after this conversation, you and I are going to have a business. We're going to definitely just set up something. Because I'm a visionary. I like to see the problem, open it up, and just dissect it and see how we're resolvers. You and I, we resolve problems. We don't stick with it. We work them out. And so I now see why they're focusing on the education portion, because that's all they can actually justify. So New York can only justify this process in the education process when it comes to this utilizing this, because of what you literally just said. We've got to establish what happens is if it ain't got money, it ain't got value.
Exactly.
Education has money attached. Let me just
slow down.
No, that's all right.
I love this. Now, this is the thing. If we make it make sense, like education leads to jobs, right? That's the assumption. Anytime you educate, and literacy leads to finance, always. But gaming has not been connected to literacy. Gaming, which by the way, is exactly how they train our military. So they're not making that connection.
Well, they can't say that out loud.
No, they can say that. You can't have war games and all of that. Not gaming. So the fact is that, and things like chess and all of that. So the fact is that they're not, there's none of us making that hard line connection. And
that's why we're so behind, with technology.
What if I told you it's coming? What's bringing it is crypto. Is crypto, because crypto is bringing in, and this is what we the people have to start realizing. It's time to educate ourselves to this, not just new economy, but this new tech. If we do not educate ourselves, and I don't mean a little here, a little there, I play a few games. No, I mean learn what the masters, and when I say masters, those are the creators that sell you every damn thing, are changing the world to be. Learn how to integrate, because they're already doing it. Corporations are, they like he said they saw the money in these small things and skipped right over. They just found out there was no base. They figured out how to get a base, right? When you got at control of the money, you got the base. If you have control of the finance, or at least I should say the financial flow, you got it. That's what a blockchain does. A blockchain gives you control of a financial base because all it is it's where everything transfers.
Yeah.
You give it a purpose, it's on and popping. Okay, but we gonna get some intricacies later. I'm coming for you, brother. You know what we do. I ain't playing. I love you guys.
So the one thing about what's going on is that the only way to get capital or any funding is through gaming development and STEM. Those are only two things right now. I actually have talking with like officials. Like I talked to the government officials.
Okay.
Like, I am the type of person like, why is this not happening? I'm making calls. I know people are getting annoyed. They don't want to deal with me. That's completely fine. So I need to know for myself what is going on, right? Why is the city is not working? Because I get more work outside of New York than I do here, which makes absolutely no sense, right? Like a lot of people, a lot of other cities that I've worked with. I worked with Raleigh, I worked with Atlanta, I worked with Houston, Austin, Cali, Ontario, San Fran, you name it. I worked with so many different locations, and I don't just work with only local officials. I actually work with tourism boards. You know, like the thing is that the great thing about gaming, there's more. The gamers are traveling more than the average business person.
Wow.
Like there's people traveling maybe 10 to 12 times a year to go to events, and especially if you're a competitive gamer, you're doing 20 plus easy. I know gamers who are doing 20 plus with no doubt. There's guys who just came back from Japan. There was a big tournament in Japan, you know? So
on
like
their own dime?
On their own dime, or they're being sponsored by an actual team, you know? And so that's the realms of where gaming is at right now. It brings a lot of opportunities. The problem is that a lot of people don't see the value in it because it doesn't bring in the X dollars. Now, for me, I'm a solution guy. I'm actually working on a project to finally help close the gap in actually having something gaming in New York City that everyone could get involved in, you know? And then also, I'm also trying to work on doing the gaming convention, right? Like I know people who have good resources, connections. It's all about just really getting a good price on the logistics, right? The logistics is the most important thing, right? Because, you know, you can't really do it anywhere else but the Jacob Javits Center. I know a lot of people kicking themselves because I think it was also Bloomberg that also proposed the second convention in the middle of New York City. I forgot. I don't know if it was Giuliani or Bloomberg, but it was one of the two. They had a project to build an actual stadium on the river.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
I remember that project. Yeah,
you have to look it up. It's a while back, but I do remember that though. It was actually in the I believe it was on the voting ballot to vote for it, and they declined it because the problem, obviously the number one killer here in the city is unions, right? I mean, obviously, what makes it difficult to do anything in the city is the high price, the property tax, the union that will charge a crazy amount of money just to have services done inside the building, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've been a union person myself, but you know, the problem is that it prevents opportunities, especially for people like myself who dream of doing something. You know, I have to find venues that are non-union, and I'm not trying to disrespect non-union members, but they, you know, they don't understand that I'm trying to do this for the love, not for the money, right? And then that's the difficult
part. As much as I am union like you have been, union has a bottom line.
Yeah.
They get paid to provide the service, and there's no other thing other than the bottom line.
Yeah.
You know,
and like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. I just think that the craziness of what I'm asking for, right? I'm not asking for much, right? So just to have the space, this, that, and third, and it just costs too much.
I got a crazy thought, and I'm gonna say it to you afterwards.
Yeah, sure.
Definitely gonna share it because I think if we get the unions to do it and get the memberships involved as a way of mental health services, you might find a good connection that way.
Right. I mean, because I'm gonna be honest, gaming is huge for that, for providing things like emotional, mental stimulation,
distress,
and de-stress.
Sorry, not distress.
And de-stressing. I'm be honest, it's using game, what do you call it? Game therapy is huge. And all of this is used in a positive way to keep people and utilizing this as a service to be, partnering with unions may be your thing. But you know what? We'll talk more on that. I'll definitely look. I told you we come with resolutions here, bro. We don't sit. We don't sit.
Of course.
I'm like, like I said, when you need the voice, we got the voice. That is what that's what Work It Out Wednesday is about. Thank you so much for giving us your time. I know it's early in the morning. Loving the sunshine, bro. He getting all his vitamin D.
Shout out to the people on YouTube, Clapper, Stereo, LinkedIn.
Yes.
Appreciate you guys being on with us. It's a beautiful
Clapper. Don't forget Clapper.
I got Clapper. It's Work It Out Wednesday. You are here with Breakfast with the Thmas'S, and we're here with JIHAN CRICHLOW, CEO of Play All Gaming.
Play All Gaming.
Yes.
That's what's up.
And it's funny. I said it earlier. And I was practicing making sure I say it right. Not gaming. And I still say game.
It's all right. But look, straight up, I'm just like this. This is not just my friend from back in the day. This is one of my partners in this out in this crazy world trying to get tech, get us, our people moved in the area of where the future has been. We've been moving the future since before it even happened, and not just talking about it, being in the spaces and the places, in people's ears, talking about what we can bring. And I'm loving it. Keep bringing it. Are you guys still doing tournaments? Do you still have teams? Talk to us.
So we just did an event in Pittsburgh in February. We did the EXP Pittsburgh. So we're combining tech with esports. We just had the Cyber Combine, which is the kind of like the how you say the war. It was kind of like war games, right? Like just with techs, they're doing like kind of like those hackathons, right? So so it's a cybersecurity competition. So they put them through these rigorous tests, and then we have companies from other corps that come in as recruiters, but they're coming in to judge the event. And depending on how well they do, they might end up getting either an internship or they might end up getting a full-time job. So that's the whole point of what we're trying to do, is create opportunities in tech cities. So the goal with EXP is to expand in all the top 10 tech cities throughout the United States. So I do business with the tourism boards and have discussions about this program to hope that they could get assistance and support to run the event logistically. So Pittsburgh, lucky for me, I have really good connections with the hotel that I did the event in. They were able to give me 27,000 square foot space to run my event. So I did, we did the Cyber Combine, and then we did the esports tournament that was held at the space. So we're looking to expand, like in Atlanta. I believe, I think Austin is a big tech city. I mean, there's tons of tech cities that we're looking to go into. And hopefully by the next 3 to 4 years, we're looking to hopefully do all 10 events. And then, of course, here trying to do a big gaming competition here in the city as well. And then hopefully get the gaming convention here as well. So those are the big plans that I have for just gaming. I'm trying to make gaming accessible everywhere in the United States.
Yes. That's what I'm so I'm gonna be honest, and at the rate that you're going, I'm seeing this happen. I see that for me, I see it as your time. It really is your time. You put the work in, you put the years in, the miles. And I think that this is your time where people are looking for you. They're looking for what you've been, you've known as the answer. Similar to what we're up to, I feel like it's our time for P2G, digital financial literacy. It's the time, and the world needs what we got. They need the coordination. They need that insight. You've got this vision that most people who are just, the business people, the folks that, the corporation that you're the visionary that they're missing. The one that understands both sides, what's missing. You understand the gap and you understand how to fill it, and that what the people need. And when you get someone like you in a corporate office, or even in a startup that has like a good traction, there's just nowhere you can't go. You just got to find that partnership, that proper partnership. Look, Jay, do your thing, because I'm gonna tell you right now how you are. And I say this because sometimes you and I go head to head, because you know I'm all business. And he's like, this ain't about the money. You got to get this done. I'm like, I got you. But we got to coordinate certain other things.
But you can't do anything without the dollars.
No, of course not. The problem is that
people
the reason why none of my projects have never went through is because the people that I've dealt with tons of investors, right? So that's, listen, I've always been trying to find a middle ground to have these conversations. The problem is that investors, yes, you put money up, you want ownership, I want control, I want my voice on it. The problem is, why would I take somebody's voice who does not know anything about this business? So you're paying me to make this happen. You need
a billionaire to go, hey, you got this budget, go run it. Let's make money. I'm trying to tell you, that's all.
And that's all I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody to say, hey, do what needs to be done. Do what
you do.
Make sure it happens. And that's all I'm looking for. I'm not trying to swindle or extort anyone or anything like that. I think people need to understand that you have to respect, like, there's lanes, just like how you say, don't step in my lane. Like, this is my lane. This is what I do.
There are some people out there that know that, but just keep in mind, I would say, let's keep an open mind. They are who they are because of a certain level. And when you welcome to respect their level, they'll respect yours.
Of course.
You say, bro, this is what I need for us to make. I'll make you this money. I just need you to coordinate these services. I don't need to think about this stuff. Let me run. By the way, that's how Microsoft, that's how Apple, that's how IBM, all started. They did not tell their people, oh, I got to put my name on it. They just did the work, and everybody did what they did, and they valued. So when you got someone with some money, or who can get that money and say, look, go to work. Y'all do what you do, because this is how we make. I'm gonna do what I do. I'm the money man. I go talk to the folks and get us that money. And one of the things I said, I don't say much about Bill Gates. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't said a whole lot of good stuff about Bill Gates, because he got some stuff with him. But in the beginning, there was sell a computer, build a computer. And people don't realize that that's still how it goes. It wasn't just for the marketing. It was for the creators to listen. It was for the billionaire. He was giving the actual blueprint to how it works. You sell a computer, you then build a computer. You sell the vision of reality. You know it works.
Yes, you do.
But if you sell a vision, they don't care if it works. They believe you. And you go do what you say that you can do. And that's how he did it. Before he even had something, he sold something. He sold the vision. And so that's what I'm really getting that. That's who we are looking for. Visionary people who don't have how it all is going to work, but looking for the ones that do. And they looking for a place to put their money with what will work.
Yeah.
And I mean, I see this all the time in financial literacy. All my classmates, other classmates that I've been in class with, also my students coming, we're all just looking for a really good place to invest that's going to work out. Y'all get that? But you need to find a project, a program that has grassroots that works, and people who have seen the insides and outer stuff. We get swindled so much, we get scared. It's time to step up and start realizing. You're going to have to take your losses. That's what the billionaires know. They took their losses to create their high gains. So my love, oh my God. I miss you so much. I can't wait till we hook up. We got to do our thing.
But phenomenal. We're coming up to the top of the hour. We really close.
Time is going.
JIHAN, it's been a pleasure having you on the show with us.
Thank you for having me.
Don't you go now.
Please, but this ain't gonna be the last. We're gonna have you back because I want to talk about them trading cards. I gotta go in my closet and go find them right now. But
listen, I can help you with that. Trust me, I can definitely help you with that.
But tonight is Wednesday night. It's Work It Out Wednesday at 8 o'clock in the morning and 8 o'clock tonight. We have
what? What is it?
Thank you very much.
Go ahead,
We have the Community Economic Digital Conference Conversation, Community Action Meeting. Look, you guys need to know what's happening with the money, what's happening with your finances. You got questions around cryptocurrency, building assets, how it goes, where it goes. This is the conversation that we have. You know, our company is actually titled P2G, which means pennies to gold.
Yep.
We show you how to go from a single cent and turn that into gold. There's a system in place. And tonight's just a Q&A. It's not a classroom. Come with your questions. Come with an open mind.
Actually, I want to correct that. It is so we are going to have a focus. We will have one lesson tonight. So if you start, a lot of you guys were like in for our money math on the what you call it. Come on in. I'm gonna do the money math tonight, and we'll show you how we turn pennies into profits. Literally, I turn. You know, watch me turn a penny into literally 180 assets. So I'm kind of excited because we put our money where our mouth is, and I show and tell better than I talk to you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So y'all heard it. Join us. Money math thing.
P2G is the Wednesday link. It's also on. I hate to say it. I got to take this down. It's also on the QR code. Sign up for the free. It's a free Zoom. So hop your butts in. Stop acting crazy, and come on in and take a look at what the community is doing together. We're getting. You guys can stop saying ain't nobody explaining this to me. We're on 8 p.m. Eastern. If you guys have time, hop in. If you don't, good luck. Because the world has changed and I ain't got nothing to do with it except get through it, make it happen for myself.
And not only that, Rue, you also got this weekend. We got more stuff going on.
Oh yes, keep going.
Let's jump up here. What's this blueprint we got going on here? Talk about the blueprint.
Okay, I get to start. So the new session for digital financial literacy, P2G's digital financial literacy is coming up. But before that, we have our very new weekly event, which is for those who have maybe taken our 12-week program. If you would like to keep your skills going and keep making money on a regular basis, we'll be practicing all the methods that you learn. Some of y'all know some of this stuff. Y'all know the dollar cost average, right? Y'all know about staking, about getting that interest in staking. Y'all understand liquidity pools, how to fund platforms, right? Yeah, and get paid on a regular. Y'all know that? Well, this is what you get to do. We get to get in there every week. Yes, there is a membership. So go to the website, go get the link, because you sign up for your website, you get every Sunday and every month. And yes, it's monthly. Come and have some fun with us, making money happen. But we don't make money happen. We make access to assets and legacy.
I like that.
I'm not a onesie twosie chick. I like that long green. You know what I'm saying? And I love what we get to teach you and how we learn together. It is not a dictation set, so come ready to ask questions and do work, because this is the one people say, how do I do it? That's all we do on Sundays. Now, if you would like to learn the basics of, how to put it together, the mindset build and shift, you come and sign up for that 12-week program, which you'll find out on Sunday. Now, come tonight, we'll get more into that conversation. We're running out of time. I got things to do. All right. So with that, we love you. I have some folks. I got some bubbles. Mr. Thomas, I have to do this bubble real quick, okay?
Go do the bubbles.
Yay. Rose was on with us.
So guys, how many people are talking from one account? Like, I'm unable to understand that. And it sounds like you're talking so rudely. I don't know why, but I feel you guys are talking so rudely.
Oh, Rose is a different culture. She says she feels like we're talking rudely. It happens. It's international. She's probably from India. Sounds like she's from India. So it happens. Apologies if you feel a little bit that this is rude, but I'm glad that you said something. Guys, thank you so much for being on all these amazing platforms. We love you. It's why we do this. P2G is our company, but Breakfast with the Thmas'S is our labor of love. It's our
yes.
The world. All right. So don't get it twisted. I make my money. I ain't crazy, because I have to build a legacy for my family. But we've learned one thing. You cannot succeed in this life by yourself. Everything is going to come from taking things to the next level and people passing the torch. And I thank God that so many have passed the torch to me. I've learned new things, built new mindsets, and shared new ways to build mindset. And we continue to do that. If you're feeling kind of stuck in a loop around what you're going through, you need some new information. So we invite you to come on tonight and have a conversation. Now, what I don't allow in the space, and you'll find out real quick, is you cannot hide. We do not allow people to hide out in our space. You can't lurk. So come in and make sure you say hello. We very much have some rules of respect in the space. I want to give some love to Brother Black Casper, who was on earlier. My brother Tyrone Steele. Goobaloo, what's up, bro? Good to see you in the house. Look, I told you we got love from across the waters. We not here. We
across the water and over the borders.
We are global, and that means we are global family. So come on in and check out what's going on, and definitely connect with Play All Gaming. If this man need to leave the country, y'all better call him. Get him out there, because it's for real, y'all. It's real. You need a sponsor, we gonna find you one. Don't worry about it. You're gonna be trapped. Because gaming is the way the world actually works. People play together. That's how businesses are built. We're playing together, and everyone using their skills makes this thing work better every day. So with that, we're gonna give you some love. Jay, you want to give them a little love? Tell them what's up. Where can they find you?
You can find me on X or Instagram at PAG_Virgo. Yeah, that's where you can find me. And then if you are so happily in New York City, come down to the New York City Game Festival. I do have a booth. I'm an exhibitor. So if you want to come ask me questions, I'll be there to answer any of your questions.
Well, I'm coming with you, bro. And like I said, I need three. Because we were trying to get our tickets. I'm like, what did you just say? It's sold out.
I would love to be there.
Loving that. So me and my crew are coming through, and we're going to be recording everything. You guys hop on P2G. I'm going live. I'll be there early in the morning. So guys, I will be there early in the morning going live from P2G Networks TV right here from about 9:30 until I get going in the afternoon. I love you guys, and y'all know we're going to keep y'all in the loop. Peace and love, and don't forget to visit P2G Networks TV.
Ooh, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, see you. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thmas'S, the ultimate prize. Mental wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday, pay it forward Friday.